Welcome everybody. My name is Dwayne Padilla, and me and my colleague Blair Williams, we're here to invite you to attend the fantastic ASTA National Conference 2023 that we're going to be coming to you from Orlando, Florida. And you'll see, we're going to talk about all the exciting things that are going to happen in Orlando, and we're hoping to sell you on the idea of coming to join us with the fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so on your screen, you'll also see two different windows. We just decided it might be easier to see the PowerPoint that we have set up for you, but also how to get to this information that's on the ASTA website. So here's a welcome slide, but I'll also pull back out here and show you, we've had to combine some of our tabs here at the top. So you'll see an events tab that has National Orchestra Festival, the upcoming Virtual String Teachers Summit in July of 2023, along with the National Conference listing. So you can click on that tab and you'll get to the front page of the National Conference. So Dwayne, what is one of your favorite ASTA conference memories?
I don't. There's so many conference memories that I have. Maybe can I share two? Because I don't know if I can limit it to
Sure.
one. Okay, so I think maybe like I think the first one was I was like, and we're going to talk about this later. That there's a fun culture of jam sessions here at the ASTA conference, and I remember my very first conference in Rhode Island. There was the official conference. There was the official jam session that ended at about 10:30, and I was wandering late night around the hotel room, and then I happened to stumble across another private jam session with Byron Berline, the legendary bluegrass fiddler, and Christian Howes, the legendary jazz violinist, and three other heavy hitters. And they were so friendly. I just happened to walk in this thing with my fiddle, and they let me sit out with them in the circle and jam with them too. And so that was a highlight. And I think maybe the other highlight was, growing up as a kid, I idolized the Turtle Island String Quartet, and in that same concert in Roland, I was able to attend a session with Tracy Silverman and learn the chop from those guys in the Turtle Island String Quartet in person. So that was my introduction to ASTA, and I've since gone because the guys come to the session every year. They've become actually pretty good friends of mine too. So from idols to mentors to friends, that's what happens here at Asta. And I think you'll see that as if you become a regular, like me and Blair. Yeah.
Absolutely. And my first conference was actually in Kansas City. I think the second or third time around. And but I had been teaching in Texas, and unfortunately the conference dates collided with our state contest for my particular area. So I wasn't able to go until I went back to grad school, and I walked into a room and sat next to several other Texas teachers that I was like, hey, we're all here together, which was so cool. And then they introduce you to other friends and you learn, and you just continue to open those circles and spheres of influence, which is amazing. And I think one of the most impactful times was when they had the Phyllis Young Memorial session, and I attended with my high school teacher and knew that one of my university mentors was going to be there, but I did not realize the additional connections that we all had in that particular room through that one pedagogue, which was particularly impactful, and get to learn more about that teaching. So we know that we have lots of experiences, and we're gonna hear from Lynn Tuttle, our executive director and CEO. As you saw on the listing for this webinar, for this video, it's Dwayne and I and friends.
And friends.
So
Yeah.
we recruited some friends to share out some videos of their exciting things that they are looking forward to in the conference. So the first is Lynn.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lynn Tuttle, and it's my pleasure to serve as your Executive Director and CEO for ASTA. I am super excited about our upcoming national conference coming this March to you in Orlando, Florida. And the focused on the theme of building a more inclusive community. We have an extraordinary lineup for our opening session with guest speakers, Dr. Connie McCoy and Julie Duty from United Sound. The two of them are going to join the stage together and speak to the ideas of being, becoming, and belonging, and helping us move forward our conversation as a string teaching profession on how to be more inclusive in our classroom and working with music making throughout our community. We also have amazing performers coming to you at conference, both during that opening session and then every evening of the event. So that opening session, we're joined by Adrian and Antoine, a fantastic solo virtuosic violinist, and he'll be joining the Howard Blake High School Orchestra with one of the movements from the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto. So I can't wait to hear him with that performance. Then in the evenings, we are blessed with amazing performers and jam session leaders for you. So we have the Marian Anderson String Quartet performing on Thursday evening, followed by Jeremy Kittle, who's coming back to conference. He joined us as a performer last year. This year, he's going to lead the Thursday evening jam session. On Friday, our conference performer will be Daryl Anger, who will receive the ASTA Artist Teacher Award at conference this year. And we're so excited to have him with us. And followed by our very own amazing ASTA member, Julie Lyons Lieberman, leading the Friday evening jam session. So the music making is going to be awesome, whether from these events I'm talking about or the reading sessions you all will participate in, along with amazing master classes and of course, National Orchestra Festival. And because we're not done yet, all of the conference sessions that will occur throughout the conference. So please come join us, be part of the community, and help us engage more deeply with each other, with the string teaching profession, and with the students and communities we serve across the nation. Thanks.
So we start our conference on Wednesday, and there are actually opportunities as part of the pre-conference workshops to jump in. I know in the past there's been a deep dive talk about it, to specific topics that you're really interested in and that we're offering on Wednesday. So those sessions, like I said, start at noon on Wednesday. There is a separate fee that is applied to this because you're attending some very specific workshops, but there are some fantastic options to choose from. So the ASTA National Teachers Orchestra will make its third year appearance, and this time will be led by Creston Heron from Klein ISD in Klein, Texas. The second option is entitled Next Steps, Strategies for Supporting Social Emotional Wellness in the Music Classroom. These are string teachers and therapists and social emotional leaders in our field. Rachel Dirks, Tanya Smith, Laura Talbot Clark, Nate McClendon, and Matthew Tomatz are going to lead those sessions. I know I'm really excited about that one in particular. The next is Professional Practices, a National String Project Consortium collaboration that will feature the board of directors and the executive director from the National String Project Consortium, Elizabeth Reed, and they're going to be talking about how we can collaborate together with these programs that create opportunities for young string teachers and emerging string teachers into their next future teaching life, which is really exciting. So all folks are invited to that, not just National String Project Consortium folks. So don't feel like if you're just reading that as National String Project, it's for all teachers. Also, programming historically excluded composers. You may have seen in our weekly notes, we've collaborated with the Institute for Composer Diversity and Rob Deemer and his staff there to work with getting expanded repertoire into the hands of teachers, not just K-12 teachers, but studio teachers, all of us as string teachers. And he's collaborating with Alyssa Jones from Rising Tide Music Press, and also with Jared and Pichichacha Tate. and we as a composer. And so we're really excited about this collaboration to bring us some new information and how we can bring those musics to our students. And the last is a Suzuki practice, an introduction to the Suzuki method. And that's sponsored by the Suzuki Association of the Americas. So we're really excited about that collaboration as well. You can find more information underneath the sessions tab, and then pre-conference workshops. And then you can read more about the specific session, the clinicians, and what to expect. When you complete your registration and the registration tab, that's where you'll indicate which of the pre-conference sessions you'd like to attend. The other thing that happens on Wednesday is the state leadership workshop. And so if you are a state chapter president or president-elect, you should have information on how to register for that particular event. It's always a great one. And I know they like to put together an orchestra as well. So it's not just talk and develop, but it's play, because that's what we're here to do. All right. So we have another promotional video for you. Quentin Morris from Seattle University is going to be one of our collegiate violin masterclass clinicians. But when we chatted with him, he also shared this wonderful caveat of why he loves to come to the conference. So we wanted to share that with you as well.
I love coming to the ASTA conference because, well, there's several reasons. I think one is it's an opportunity for us as string teachers to be able to connect with a community who speaks basically the same love language that we speak. A lot of times, we as string teachers are kind of siloed, where we are doing this work of teaching, young minds or teaching collegiate minds. And we can feel sometimes isolated, where we're all alone, and it may feel like at times that no one understands who we are or the importance of the work that we do. So it's an opportunity for us to be able to connect with one another, speak our string love language to one another, exchange ideas, learn from one another, and maybe even at times express our frustrations to someone who actually understands what it is that we're going through. But more importantly, it's community that I think is what is most exciting, not just to me, but I think to the hundreds of members who come to the ASTA conference every year.
That was great. All right. Dwayne, you want to talk about opening session highlights?
Okay, so we're going to open up the conference with some heavy hitters to really set the tone of this year's conference theme, building a more inclusive community. And I think who's going to set the tone in the beginning is our keynote speakers, Julie Duty and Dr. Connie McCoy. And Ms. Duty, her point of view is based around being founder and executive director of United Sound Incorporated, and their group. I want to just read this from my notes here. Their goal is to develop relationships between students with and without disabilities, and provide them with opportunities to build self-esteem, self-confidence, friendship, and a sense of belonging through music. And I think that's going to prove to be super inspiring. In some ways, I wish I had heard this talk 5 years ago. I had a student approach me. The parents called me. She had cerebral palsy and couldn't move both arms, and was sort of. I needed the advice of Julie Duty that time, and I'm glad I'm going to be able to hear her point of view today. And maybe I would have done some things differently had I been able to meet her sooner. And then also Dr. Connie McCoy. Her point of view is that she's the author of the book, Culturally Responsive Teaching and Music Education, From Understanding to Application. And I think that one, in the context of what's going on in today's society, we really need this talk. And to have them both speaking at the same opening talk is sure going to ignite a lot of fireworks of thought and thinking. Yeah, so that's going to be awesome as our keynote speaker. And then on that same program, we're going to be blessed with a performance by Adrian and Antoine. And Adrian, by all measures, is a virtuoso among virtuosos. And it's even made more incredible by the fact that when he was born without, he does, most of his right arm is missing. I think he was born and it's missing like right from about here. But yet he is able to play all like Paganini Caprices, Ernst Earl King, Tchaikovsky, Sibelius, Brahms concerto, every concerto under the sun. I was doing a little bit of research about him, and I watched an interview with him on, about YouTube, and regarding his audition to Curtis, and the whole audition panel was shocked because they had no idea how he was able to play the violin at all, and they almost didn't think because they felt they couldn't teach him anything because they didn't understand how he was able to do what he was doing. But they took him anyway, and they just tried to inspire him with the beauty of music, and he was able, with the help of some very open-minded teachers who, when he was little, they said it's still okay to study violin. That's the thing, that he just had so much support growing up. And I'm really, it'll be very inspiring to, one, hear his playing and also hear his story. And you know what, to hear him and his video, it's not like he overcome anything. Just he was blessed with teachers who said, you can do it, and they just figure out a way. And it'll be really inspiring to hear how his teachers were able to support him and to achieve what he's been able to achieve. And it's going to for sure be a really good concert.
Yeah. And as Lynn mentioned, he's going to be soloing with the Howard W. Blake High School Symphony Orchestra under the direction of Jason Gerald. They're from the Tampa area. So we'll get to see him interact with students, but also they're going to be performing a piece by Coleridge Taylor.
And just he's a concert soloist, but he also has a degree in music education from Harvard University. So he's not only is he a high level performer, he's also a very dedicated educator and advocate for students with disabilities. So he's just an awesome person all the way around. Yeah.
I'm excited for the students to get to work with him as well, and for us to all get to see it. Here's the beginning of the program for that concert, and it is listed on the Music and Events tab on the conference website. So there are over 200 sessions for you to attend, starting on Thursday after the opening ceremony, that will go all the way to 3:45 on Saturday afternoon. So you will have a lot of choices to make in your schedule, but let me tell you, they are pretty incredible. And our conference committee chair, David Pope, has provided a little bit of insight about the sessions.
Hello, my name is David Pope, and it is my honor to serve as the chair of the 2023 ASTA National Conference. Each year, the ASTA National Conference is the professional development event that is a must on my calendar. I don't ever want to miss it. I always learn so much from my peers, friends, and colleagues. I always leave the conference with countless ideas that I can't wait to share with my students and include in my own teaching. I'm confident this year's event will be amazing because I can honestly say the conference selection committee was blown away with the quality and relevance of the session proposals. The committee selected over 150 sessions that will be led by outstanding ASTA members and leaders from across the country. Most importantly, the clinicians chose to present on topics that are meaningful for today's string teachers and players. While I can't mention all of them, some of my favorite topics include how to teach technique, how to increase enrollment in our classrooms and applied studios by removing barriers, how to improve as a conductor, sharing innovative rehearsal strategies, and the various reading sessions that include music for K-12 ensembles and applied studios. Those also include repertoire by female and historically underrepresented composers. I truly can't think of a session that won't make me a better teacher, player, or person. I think my hardest decision will be choosing what sessions to attend and maybe whether or not to have dinner by the pool before the evening concerts. Lastly, I want to personally invite you to join me and over 1,000 other ASTA members in Orlando, Florida. You are what make the string community vibrant, and together we can make this year's conference an exciting event that builds the community and better string education. I'm hopeful you'll attend, and please take time to introduce yourself to me. We are a string family, and the 2023 ASTA conference is going to be 4 days of string nirvana.
Well, if it doesn't get you with string nirvana, I don't know what will. So as he noted, we have a wide variety of sessions, and these sessions are chosen by type. So K-12 sessions, studio and chamber music sessions, general, eclectic styles, college, student, wellness, DEI, and community music. In addition to our sessions, we have research posters, and we have reframed what we've previously done as best practices posters, and we're doing it as an idea exchange poster. So you can actually see the schedules here, and they are updated as we get updates for different things, and we will be able to post the particular rooms and things like that or in the spring prior to the conference. But right now, all you have to do is click on the link, it pops up, and you can scroll through the sessions and their times. Also, the reading sessions that we'll talk about, the master classes. We will also talk about, let me scroll a little bit further. We have a few music industry showcases that have already scheduled. And actually, we were looking at that just today, and we have 11 out of 16 spots that we have already called for. So if you're interested, if you're an exhibitor, if you're a publisher, and you're interested in music industry showcase, you better call in soon, because those spots are going very quickly. We also have some 7 a.m. sessions. So if you're a morning riser and you like to go think or move prior to 8 o'clock, we have those as well. The other two types are the research posters and the idea exchange posters. Research posters will be happening on Friday afternoon at 4:30. And that's a really great way for us to see the research that's being done in string music education and learn from our researchers how we can apply those techniques in our classrooms and studio teaching. And then the idea exchange posters that I mentioned just a bit ago are on Saturday at 11:15 a.m. Likely as a part of the exhibit hall, so that we can see you in the exhibit hall. The other part that meets during the educational sessions are all of our fantastic committees. So advocacy, ASTACAP, college, DEI, eclectic styles, emeritus, which is a brand new committee to bring our senior members and our retired members and hear their voices on where we can go next in ASTA, K-12, mentoring, research, student advisory has been resurrected after the pandemic. So they are doing some great work for our college students, studio teachers, and also wellness. So that you can jump into any of those roundtables if you have an interest in those particular topics. And then in the spring, we will have applications open for each one of these committees. So if you're interested in applying to be on those committees and be a part of their really great work. All right.
Okay, so next topic on session is a new music reading session. So what's a reading session? I know we're all teachers, and we're always struggling to figure out what the next fun piece is. And I think one of the cool things that sets ASTA apart from other conferences is that we make a decided effort to make sure that music is actually being played at the conference. It's not a thing where you just sit in the audience and get talked to. We try to provide many chances for you to actually pick up your instrument and make music together with the ASTA community. And these reading sessions are a perfect place. So the reading sessions, the orchestra is made up of members like you who are attending these reading sessions. So make sure, if you're a cellist, you might want to swing by the exhibit hall and borrow a cello. And then violinists, make sure to, if you can, pack your instrument and bring with you. There'll be many opportunities to play. And so, yeah, and these reading sessions.
Dwayne will have some instruments available too.
Very good, very good. And so these reading sessions, so we're just right now we're soliciting scores from composers and arrangers all over the country, and we're gonna pick the best ones and read them down at each one of these sessions. And there's different sessions for different levels. There's a session for reading music for grades 1 to 3, and another one for grades 4 to 6. And then there's eclectic styles, reading sessions, if you're looking for the next non-classical piece to perform on your Christmas concert or something like that. And then there's also underrepresented composers. If you're looking to diversify your repertoire, we got that. And we got a session of music just featuring women composers. And this is a new one, actually. They're also having reading sessions for the studio private teachers and teachers of chamber music. So that'll be an interesting one to participate into. If you're teaching string quartets, or you're a private studio teacher, we now have a reading session that will help inform you guys in choices of repertoire and just new ideas and stuff like that.
Right.
Great.
This
And
is
so
the
I guess
third year that we've been running these, and it's been really great to engage with not only K-12 teachers and composers, but also composers and teachers for studio as well.
yeah, and composers, I guess just a date to note, the call for scores closes on December 15th. So make sure to fill out the form. That's the submission form that says you might be interested in submitting a score for the reading session. And that'll be awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely. And those scores and such are starting to arrive at my home. And so it's really fun to go through them and look at them. So thank you so much to those who have submitted, and there's still time to submit. So please go ahead and submit. And I pointed out, I think, the form down here at the bottom, and then you'll receive some confirmation email for information and email from me. Fantastic. So the master classes is our next spot. We have 10 master classes that students and performers can apply for. And just like the music reading sessions, those applications, or the call for that, is still open. At the master, what happens, the applicants then submit. There's a subcommittee of committee folks within ASTA that review those applications. When you look to apply, you can actually submit in all of these different areas. So if you're pre-collegiate violin student, if you're a collegiate cello student, and then the two all levels are chamber music. So that could be pre-collegiate or collegiate. And eclectic styles can also be pre-collegiate or collegiate. And that can also be solos or groups. And there's opportunities in the application to list your additional folks for both that and the chamber music group. So you apply, the committee reviews the applications, and the top 2 applicants get a chance to work with our fantastic clinicians at the conference live and come and be a part of it. So the listing of the clinicians is here. Look at all of these amazing people. Marian Anderson String Quartet and Daryl Anger are both going to be busy. Not only are they giving concerts, but they're doing some teaching in our master classes. And you can scroll through these phenomenal folks and read a little bit about them. Consult with your teacher. If your school teacher or your studio teacher is an ASTA member, then you can apply. Teachers, if you've got some students that would greatly benefit from being a part of this, who wouldn't? Go ahead and get those applications in by the 15th. We're aiming to get notifications back to you by like the 1st or 2nd week of January, so you can make your travel plans and registrations. So yeah, this is a fantastic opportunity for our students, whether pre-collegiate or collegiate. The last 2 years, I've had students at my previous university that have won spots, and that experience they still talk about. So it's life-changing to get to be a part of these master classes. And like we were talking about, the connections between teachers, this is a great opportunity for students to make connections with professors and other teaching artists in their lives, and get to move forward in their careers and be inspired. And we, as Lynn noted, Jeremy Kittle is coming back. You know, he was a solo competition winner many years ago at ASTA, and you could come back and be a clinician someday too. So the cycle never ends. So we do have a few of our clinicians that have graciously given their time to talk about what being a part of the masterclass means to them.
Hi, my name is Dr. Quentin Morris, and I am a violinist. I am an associate professor of violin at Seattle University. I also teach at a program that I founded called Key to Change, which provides violin and viola lessons for underserved students living in the South End of Seattle. And finally, I am a radio announcer and video podcaster for a show called Unmute the Voices that is through Classical King FM. Really looking forward to presenting this violin masterclass at the ASTA conference. It's such an honor and a privilege to be able to do that. I have watched masterclasses for years of my esteemed colleagues work with pre-college as well as students at the collegiate level teach, and I've always just been so inspired by what I've learned and what I of course have heard from the participants who played. I'm really looking forward to being able to, I guess, as the kids say, flex my skills and hopefully provide some value not only to the student, but also to the educators who will all be watching me teach during that time. I'm so excited about it. It's an honor because ASTA, of course, is such a reputable and high regarded organization, and to be able to do this work and to be able to contribute to our field in this capacity is truly an honor.
And we also have a video from Gregory Lee.
My name is Gregory Lee, and I'm professor of violin at the University of Oklahoma School of Music. I'm also a concert master of the Oklahoma City Philharmonic, and I've been doing this for the last 16 years. Well, I've been invited to do the pre-college, pre-collegiate masterclass, and well, the interesting thing for me about masterclasses is not really knowing what to expect with the students. You know, students will come and play for me, and I'll do my best to help them, inspire them. At least they can take something away. And the thing at ASTA is the room full of teachers. Hopefully, they can get some ideas from me, and I can even get some ideas from them. So that's great thing about conventions like this.
Yeah, just like Dwayne was sharing earlier, you never know who you're going to run into or what you're going to learn.
Great. And then just one thing to add about for the Eclectic Styles Masterclass, Daryl Langer, he truly is a freestyle composer player. So he can probably coach on any style of magic. If you're a bluegrass fiddler, please send an application. If you're a jazz fiddler, feel free to send an application. If you do electric rock violin, send an application. Daryl can help you with that too. So yeah, Eclectic Styles means like any genre under the sun. And just so feel free just to send an application regardless of whatever genre it is. It'll be Daryl has a big brain, and he'll for sure have some insights for you in whatever genre you decide to present here at ASTA on your application.
You bet. And I was sharing with a member just today that, you know, your students are having some recitals now, or if you're a college student, you're going through juries, record it and submit it. You never know what could turn up, what opportunities might happen for you. All right, Dwayne's going to talk about NOF, or the National Orchestra Festival.
Okay, so the National Orchestra Festival. So first of all, what is the National Orchestra Festival for those of you who might not know? So the National Orchestra Festival, what ASTA does is we invite school programs from all over the country to send in applications, and then we invite the best of the best school programs to come and participate and play in this festival, and they all get ratings. And I guess everybody's a winner, but we do also honor the top champion, the best of the best. And it's just an awesome thing for the kids. And let's see, we who are attending the national conference, the National Orchestra Festival and the conference sort of run in parallel. And I think, you know, the kids, they work so hard. I know for several years, some Hawaii students have come, and we come a long way to attend this festival. It would be great. Why should we as conference members support this festival? One, it would be nice if the kids had a huge audience to play for. That would be great. And then also to see what is the best practices of what are other teachers doing in the country. I know I live in Hawaii, and it can often feel like we're in the rock in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We have no idea what other teachers are doing. This is a great opportunity to see what other schools are doing, what repertoire they're playing, how well they're playing it, and how they get there. And then and also, and this is something that Blair just pointed out to me too, that the kids, not only do they get to play at this that National Orchestra Festival, they also have the opportunity to work with clinicians, and we can actually, as conference participants, be fly on the wall at these clinics and watch these clinicians work with these great orchestras, so we can build our skill set just by being a fly on the wall and watching these great master clinicians work with these great orchestras. And truly, it's one of the real gems of the festival is this, because we're all teachers, and it's, at the end of the day, it's all about the students, and to see why we're here, they represent why we're here. And, all the sessions are to train us to be better at what those kids are doing. So it's a great chance to put it all together, our professional development, and to see the fruits of it. This is a great combination of everything. And I guess they're going to post a schedule of who's been invited, and their playing schedule very, very soon. Yeah,
you bet. And if you're interested, here is the lineup of clinicians and adjudicators. I just want to be in one room with all these people. Just here come all my questions.
Yeah, that's pretty much an all-star cast of the best clinicians. Yeah. In fact, I'm probably going to go and get my autograph book and try to get my autographs of some of these people. Yeah, because we've played all their music and admired their work from afar. This is your chance to meet them too. Yeah,
absolutely. You can send like a TikTok back to your students with Soon-Hee Newbold, right? That would be amazing. Yeah. #String Nirvana. Okay, so there are additional opportunities if your plate wasn't already full with all the things, conference and NOF. The Eclectic Styles Committee has asked, and we have been able to put together time in the educational session time blocks for them to have a jam session prep, basically like workshop for maybe some of you like myself that wasn't raised in an area of eclectic styles. And I'm a reader, I'm a classical musician. And until I got to college, I didn't know anything about other styles. But my parents were huge fans of the band Kansas, and I knew an electric violin existed. But you can attend these sessions sponsored by the Eclectic Styles Committee, who are basically going to give you the how to do it, but also the important parts about how to teach it, because we need to be able to communicate with our students. And we're going to collaborate with our jam session leaders so that they give us some of the aspects of what they're going to do in the jam session on Thursday and Friday night. So it's like a practice session. So you get to practice before you get to go jam. So we're really thankful to the Eclectic Styles Committee for asking for this particular event, but also that we were able to put it in the schedule.
Right. And just the jam sessions actually are my favorite part of the ASTA conference. And just to maybe give you an idea, because the people are not really sure what this jam session is all about. It's not a polished performance kind of situation. Basically what it is that all the teachers at the end of the day, we get together at the hotel and we just jam out on our favorite songs. And the cool thing about ASTA is that we have a lot of really, really well accomplished members. So I remember at my very first ASTA conference, the jam session leader was Mike Block, who plays with Yo-Yo Ma at the Silk Road Ensemble, and just having his friends Daryl Anger and all these other people were at the jam session. But the cool thing about these iconic players that will show up at the jam session, that they were able to embrace all the beginning players, and it turned out to be this very joyous community music making event. We were playing like Beatles songs and Hot Cross Buns and stuff, old Joe Clark, stuff that you would play with your elementary school kids, old Joe Clark. But you never heard old Joe Clark done like this, because you got all these ringers and jam circle too. And so, it's the atmosphere of the jam session is closer to a party than an educational event. And that's what it is. And I think the cool thing, I think that's a very good idea. This jam session prep idea is a great idea. So that for those of you who may be intimidated by the presence of folks like Daryl Anger, although he's such a friendly guy, after you meet him in person at the jam session, you realize there's no reason to be intimidated. But that you feel like you'll have some jam skills to just jump in. Yeah. Because, but really, everybody should make the effort to stay up late at 10:30 and come to this jam session. It will be a life-altering experience for you. A lot of people are all tired.
It's earlier. It's going to be
early.
9:30.
Oh, very good.
And it will end at 10:30. So if you're feeling, Dwayne, will you stand by me? Will you help
I will.
me? I'm going to go for the first time ever.
Yes. Yeah, you
Jump
gotta
in
go
with 2 feet.
But just FYI, they say it ends at 10:30. It never ends at 10:30.
Right.
It usually goes like if it starts at 9:30, it'll go till midnight. It'll go once the bluegrassers get into their list of bluegrass tunes. The thing will just go and go and go and go and go. So it's really a party. You really just got to go and experience, because it's not like what we train for in the regular school year. In the regular school year, we all work so hard for the concert and we try to present something beautiful. But at this jam session, it's just good old-fashioned fun, a chance to make music for music's sake. And then the idea of a jam session, that no judgment. We're just sharing what we want to share in the moment. And people are just grateful that they're here and accept who you are. It's a whole different perspective on music making than our regular school day. And it's something you have to experience. And it really changed the course of my teaching, actually, because I was a very strict private teacher. That music making could be that joyous is something you got to experience for yourself. It will really change your perspective on music making to see a jam session in action by such respected jam leaders like Jeremy Kittle and Julie Lyon Lieberman. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So in addition, the Wellness Committee will also continue having their wellness room. So there'll be short sessions that are listed in the program book, and you can come in and join on those particular wellness sessions, but also just some quiet time and some respite as well, because there is lots of excitement going on at the conference. And the Advocacy Committee has developed Be the Future, an ASTA leadership experience for our students. So in ASTA vernacular, student means college, but for our secondary students that will be at the conference, either through NOF or if they're local students, middle school or high school students, the Advocacy Committee wants to reach out to them and get them involved in these sessions. And those topics will include student leadership, careers in strings, advice from college students and college professors about how to get the ball rolling and maybe think about having a career in strings, and a conducting teaching lab that will be really exciting. So look for more on that in the new year. All right. Our next part is the exhibits, and I'm looking at our time. We'll probably start to go a little faster.
Okay. So exhibits, just a quick word about this. The exhibits are my favorite thing about the ASTA conference. My friends know that I'm a gearhead, and in order to play music, you need all kind of gear. You need instruments, you need music, you need speakers, you need amps. All these people will be at the exhibition hall to help us with whatever we need, shoulder rests, music, that kind of thing. Also, if you want to network with some colleges, summer programs, they often have booths in the exhibition hall. It's just a great chance to see the support system of the music industry, what they help us with, all the practicalities of, like, strings and all that. We can't do what we do without what they provide. So that's what we need. That's why they're there, and for us to be thankful for what they're there. And the guys at the exhibition hall, they have a good time too. I remember they do all kind of weird publicity. Last year, I won't say what shop, because just to be thing, some shop had the gall to bring the Guarneri violin that was premiered the Brahms Violin Concerto. I mean, and a previous year, some other shop brought the X-Teen Strad just to let elementary school kids test drive just for fun with a torque bow. If you were a teacher, they let you play with a torque bow. If you
That's
were a kid,
awesome.
yeah. So I mean, and then they don't advertise this, but just crazy secrets. I'm in Hawaii. We never see instruments like that out here. So one of my things, I usually allot 3 hours to test drive all the nice violins in the exhibition hall. That's
I
my-
pulled this picture because it has Dwayne in it. I don't know if you can see, but
Oh yeah. Well, also in that picture too, so there's also all kind of informal jam sessions in the
Yeah.
exhibition hall. So yeah, there's all kind of. That's the thing about the ASTA conference. There's all kind of spontaneous music making everywhere, and those of us in the eclectic styles, but we're trying to increase the amount of spontaneous music making that happens. So
absolutely.
if you wander into the exhibition hall, that's another chance to maybe jam out with the faculty at Berkeley School of Music.
And you know, like any state conference or other conference, if there's a fundraiser or something like that, they've got food out and candy, and it's a great opportunity to try the accessories on your own instrument, etc. There is a link here to a PDF of booth assignments, and that's what I pulled up. And as our booths and exhibitors start to fill in, you'll be able to see who's coming to the conference and what things they're going to be bringing there. All right. So we've mentioned it a couple of times. We actually will have 2 evening concerts this year. The first being the Marian Anderson String Quartet, and the second on Friday being Daryl Anger. We're super excited about their performances. And like we said earlier, they're doing double duty by also teaching on the opposite day. And then as Dwayne mentioned before, our jam sessions, and here are our jam session leaders. You can learn more about them here on the website. And we have a fantastic message from Julie Lyon Lieberman about the jam sessions.
Hello, I'm Julie Lyon Lieberman. I am the author of 13 books, 25 published scores in roots, styles, blues, and jazz, and rock. And I've been presenting at the American String Teachers Conference since its first standalone in 2003. I worked in a small committee for several years to launch multi-style sessions at ASTA. We launched in 2003, and our presence has thankfully grown over the years. I've presented at ASTA every year since. And my specialty is teaching string teachers through my quarterly sessions sponsored by D'Addario, Eastman Strings, and NS Design to embrace the musical imagination of the world and bring that to their students. Start by addressing the jam session. This is open to everyone, and it doesn't matter whether or not you've ever improvised, because I'm going to lead you through very safe, fun games. And nobody's going to be singled out to play in front of everyone. It'll all be group playing with backing tracks, and quite enjoyable and a wonderful way for us to share community and music together.
Okay, you all heard Dwayne. I'm going to come stand by Dwayne and I'll learn all the things. Now, I was in a jazz string quartet, and I got to email Daryl Anger when I was in college just to ask for his birth year for our recital program. And I was super excited that I got a response right back. He was excited we were playing his music. Ta-da. So I have a little bit.
Yeah, and I had an interesting observation about our jam session clinicians. That Julie Lyon Lieberman, she's one of the pioneers, one of the first teachers to do eclectic styles. And Jeremy Kittle is actually one of the pioneer students. He's a former student of ASTA former president Bob Phillips. He had one of the first. Fiddle groups out in Michigan. And Jeremy is an alumnus, so it's like a multi-generational. The whole thing has come full circle. We have one of the pioneers and one of the products of the pioneers, and they're both leading jam sessions here at ASTA. That's pretty awesome.
Isn't that great? We're talking about community, right? That's amazing. Okay, so by the way, this is a picture from 2020. And so this is the actual venue and a bunch of our patrons from the 2020 event. And so you could just see that. I love these couches. It's a great way to connect with other people and meet new friends. I met a friend needing a phone charger. So we also have 2 receptions on Wednesday, one for newcomers. So if you're brand new to the ASTA conference or even ASTA, we have a specific welcome reception for you. And then our official start to the conference really kicks off Wednesday night with the welcome experience, food that all comes with your registration, and that will feature the performance by the Teachers Orchestra. Thursday afternoon is the grand opening of the exhibit hall. So the exhibits will be setting up on Thursday, and then we get to run in right at 5 o'clock and see all the things, and a bunch of the exhibit hosts and our industry partners have like raffles and things like that are going on during that time, which is a lot of fun. And then FASE, the Foundation for the Advancement of String Education, is also going to host a reception that evening so that we can just traverse through exhibits to reception to concert to jam session to bed. So all the things.
Yeah, and just a reminder before we move on to the next slide, that the Teachers Orchestra, just a reminder, that's if you go to the early bird, the section on Wednesday, the Teachers Orchestra is all of us. We can all sign up to be a part of the Teachers Orchestra and play that concert. That's not like a Teachers Orchestra of other teachers that you watch. That's you should sign up and be in the Teachers Orchestra to play it. That opening concert is a participatory event. It's not a concert to watch, it's a concert to play. So just make sure you sign up for that early session on
the
Wednesdays.
Pre-conference workshop.
Pre-concert worships, yeah.
I did it, I think the first year that it was there, and I had so much fun, and I met so many other teachers. So great times. On Friday, we'll have another exhibit hall mix and mingle right after the sessions finish at 5:30. And then we have an ASTA celebration. That'll be our big party moment from 6:30 to 8. And that'll be also a great opportunity. We're going to have the committees or representatives from the committees at different tabletops to share out about their committees. So you can stop by and talk to different committee chairs and their representatives about what the work is that they're doing. And soon you'll be able to check that stuff on the website. There's going to be some new committees pages so you can learn more about their work. The final event of the conference is actually the closing concert at 4 o'clock on Saturday, where we give out some more awards, but we also share in the joy of the NOF. So that's where all those things merge back together, conference and the National Orchestra Festival, and we get to hear the winners of the different divisions of the competition perform in that concert. So there's the picture is of the opening of the exhibits. Our photographers always get a shot or two of that particular moment. Okay, so now how do you get to conference? Dwayne says he'll pick you up in the bus on the way by. Just kidding.
Right, yeah.
Whew. That's a lot. So one thing that we have still running, let me actually, we have one more video before we get into some particulars. With Rebecca McLeod.
Yeah, our fearless president.
Our fearless president,
Greetings.
that's right.
My name is Rebecca McLeod, and I'm president of the American String Teachers Association. We hope that you will join us for this year's national conference in Orlando, Florida. I still remember my first national conference where I was surrounded by music making, string teaching, and string performing. Conference is an opportunity to share professional development, make new friends, and find performing opportunities. This year's conference theme is building a more inclusive community, and keynote speakers will include Dr. Constance McCoy, the author of Culturally Responsive Teaching and Music Education, and Julie Duty, founder of United Sound. They will be joined by violin virtuoso Adrian and Antoine, accompanied by the Howard W. Blake High School Orchestra. We hope that you will bring a friend and consider joining us in Orlando.
And because she mentioned bring a friend, that's why I put her video in this particular spot. So we have a special promotion. If you bring a friend to the national conference, you can save some money. So if you have a friend or colleague who has never experienced the annual ASTA conference, Or if that particular friend hasn't attended in the past 10 years, get them to be your, conference friend, and you guys can register together and actually save $60 on your registration, which is amazing. Now, this will close December the 19th with early bird registration. So you have to act fast in order to gain the benefits of that particular discount, which is about 20%. Like, you'll have to pay 20% more. Below here are the rates for the conference, including adding the pre-conference workshop, and and included here too. Let me make sure I get back over here. Perfect. And big deal that early bird closes December the 19th. In past years, we've kind of had 3 blocks of registration where it was a discounted price until December and a discounted price until January. This is the discounted price until December the 19th. Once December 20th hits, you're at full price. So register early. You can also find information on the website here for hotel and travel information. To learn more about the hotel, you can click this link, but to actually book online, you'll click this link down here or call the reservation team at this number using the references listed here. The prices here will be good through the deadline of February the 13th. There's also information on this page about parking and transportation and other things to do in Orlando. But Dwayne, I don't know if people will have time.
Oh, yeah, well, actually, there's going to be too much fun on the conference. You're not, there's no time. It's way more fun at the conference than anything you'd want to do in Orlando. Come on.
It's amazing.
Yeah. No, this is the thing. My friends who are piano teachers, and I've shown them videos and pictures of the ASTA conference, and they always say, how come you string guys seem to have so much more fun than the piano teacher convention? And we know how to have fun here at ASTA. That's the main thing. We really do know how to have fun.
Yeah, we do. So if you have any questions, you can always email us at asta@astastrings.org. We'd be happy as a staff to get back to you, but also take some time to navigate through the website and see what else you can find. And where'd my cursor go? There he is. We are so excited to get to see you in Orlando. It'll be a little warmer, at least for me. It's probably pretty nice where Dwayne is right now, maybe. But it's like,
it's okay. But honestly, I'll be happy to really go to Orlando. It's really nice over there. It really is. And I have a very high standard of what's nice here living in Honolulu, Hawaii. I mean, Orlando's pretty good.
That's right. That's right. So I want to thank Dwayne for joining me on this endeavor to walk through the conference. We're super excited as a staff and as a board and as our membership to get to be a part of the Orlando community and be a part of your string teaching community. Anything else to add, Dwayne?
I think maybe just hope to see you there. Yeah, and hope to see you there early at the pre-conference sessions. Yeah. Absolutely.
And like David said, please don't hesitate to come up to us and get to meet us. We want to get to meet you as well.
Yeah, we're really a really friendly organization, much friendlier than other organizations. Yeah, so feel free to talk to anybody. Yeah, I'm very proud of that fact that it's very open. Everybody is very open.
Absolutely. So don't forget those coming deadlines: student masterclass by December the 15th, reading session music by December the 15th, early bird registration by December 19th, and further updates, look for further updates and weekly notes and on the website into the spring. We hope you all have a wonderful holiday season and a happy new year. We have one more webinar for December that'll be December the 21st. So do stay tuned for that one. Thanks so much, all. Have a great day.
Yeah, aloha. See you soon. See you in Orlando.